There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships.
We are back with another Ren reaction, but this time it is not a song. I've had so many people recommend I react to Ren's 1 million subscriber video, as it's a great way to get to understand Ren a little bit better, get to know a little bit more about him, as there's not a lot I do know about him other than what you guys have told me in the comments and the very few songs that I have listened to. So to me, I'm still discovering him. I'm still learning about him. And like I've been saying, I want to take you guys on this journey with me. So if this is a great way of getting to know and understand our Ren, then yeah, bring it on. Let's watch this together. This video is called 1 million subscribers defining success. And that's so interesting to me because success differs from person to person. It's going to be different for me, for you, to someone else, different to Ren. And I'm so curious to find out what his definition of success is. That's all I get from that title. There's nothing else really to go off, but I am excited to watch. So let's watch and learn more about our Ren.
I want to keep this short and sweet because I wrote something that I want to share with you. But first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I wanted to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys. Yeah, I wanted to read this passage that I wrote about success. It's too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah. Success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me, and that makes me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy. Creating art which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this went on for years, with no answers. Nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever. You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself because you are large. You can be ferocious and you could be magnificent. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority number one. If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because of the variety in the sum of their parts.
Yes.
Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
That was a little bit different from what I expected, and I didn't expect for me to cry and feel so emotional about that. But I know I've said this before, but there's something about Ren that is so different and so wonderful and magical. And hearing how long he was suffering with his life, having to eat blended food, not even being able to stand in the shower, it just makes me feel so sad for everything that he had to suffer with. And to know that he has pushed through and endured so much. And look where he is now. His message couldn't be more clearer. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the people around you. Don't give up on humanity. Don't give up on strangers. Just keep going. Let go of your anger, your hatred. Let it go and be as one with the world and its people and its animals. Let go of that anger and make room for love instead. And something that I have not thought about so far is a lot of Ren's successes. Like, for example, one of his most popular songs is Hi Ren, and that is the very definition of him getting his word out there, getting his art, his music out there through his trauma, which is a very strange thing, and that would be a very difficult thing for him to have to come to terms with, the fact that he has had success, but it's because of his suffering that he has found this success, and that it just breaks my heart that he has had to suffer so much. I know so very little about him other than what you guys have mentioned in the comments. I know that he has had Lyme disease. He has Lyme disease. He has suffered a great deal. And as someone who has also had ongoing health issues, this really spoke to me as well, because you are so much more than just the things that are wrong with you. I am so much more than the things that affect me every day. That does not define who I am, and I don't want that to define who I am. That is just another part of me, but there is so much more to me than the things that I struggle with every day. And it was quite different to what I was expecting. And I love how he just feels so real. He feels like the most wonderful person with these beautiful thoughts, and oh, just have wet face. I have a wet face, but Ren, makes me feel this way. He is able to bring out so many emotions within me every single time, and it is surprising and incredible. A rising tide lifts all ships, and I've heard that because I've read it in the comments. A few people have mentioned that in the comments, and it couldn't be more true. And it is another reason, I think, why Ren is just an incredible human, and I feel so lucky to have found him, to have found his community, the Renegades. I honestly feel that it's come at the right time for me when I do need some lifting up and help through the darkness, as he calls it. And it has allowed me to feel so many things that I wasn't expecting, but also it has allowed me to, I think, let go of quite a few emotions that I've probably had been holding on to, especially regarding health and struggling with certain aspects. And he definitely makes me feel not so alone, and like there are people out there that actually understand. He is a miracle. He really is. I'm honestly just in awe of Ren, and I cannot praise him enough for who he is, how human he is, and the incredible way that he affects those around him. It goes from, it's a trickle down effect. He affects those nearest and closest to him, and then it also affects us as well, the listeners, the viewers, the people that are affected by his music, by his lyrics, by a video like this that shows so much about himself, shows what a beautiful person he truly is. And I'm just so grateful that I have discovered him when I have, as I think it is so needed. Thank you all for coming on this journey with me as I find out and discover Ren bit by bit, piece by piece. And it's a long journey, but it is one that feels so fulfilling. And I love that I'm not going on this journey by myself. I have all of you guys here to be on this journey with me and to encourage me and just be so loving and wonderful. I have never felt so much love on YouTube. I am eternally grateful and so thankful for all of your love and kindness. And I mean, you guys are amazing, but I think you know that. Sometimes it's really hard for me to get my words in order after being affected by Ren, because I think he has a certain something that really affects me. It affects me emotionally. It affects me in my heart, in my head, my body, my soul. There is something about him and his words, his actions. There's just something about him that feels so deep and pure and human and wonderful. And he feels like an angel. I try and find words that describe Ren, but it's things like he feels like a miracle, like an angel. He feels like something that we all need in our lives. And I'm so grateful that I discovered him. I feel that getting to know him and experiencing his music is going to be such a huge thing for me to overcome my issues and my darkness as well. And the way that he is able to draw out so many emotions from me feels so freeing, and it feels like he gives me permission to be me. He gives us permission to be ourselves, even if we are a little bit messed up, or there's something wrong with us, or we're not like someone else, we're different. He gives us permission to be us. And I'm grateful. Oh, that was wonderful. I feel like I know so much more about him now, but still not enough. I want to know more. And the only way we will get to learn more is by going along this journey further, which we are going to keep on doing. And I can't wait to share more and more things like this with you. And shout out for him shouting out the reactors. Like for him to be okay with that is just mind boggling. But I think I have waffled on enough now. I'm going to go compose myself and I might listen to another Ren track today. It feels like a Ren day. It's a good day to be a renegade. But that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed and you got as much out of this as I did. Have a wonderful, beautiful day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.